It's happened to all of us. You're out on a date and things are going well. The conversation is flowing, the laughs are coming easily, and you both seem to be really into each other. And then, out of nowhere, she says something that makes your stomach drop. You know the ones, the comments that make it clear that she's not interested in you, or worse, that she's actually just using you for her own ends. Comments like these can be tough to deal with, but if you know what they are ahead of time, you'll be able to spot them before they ruin your chances with the woman. While every woman is different, and there are always exceptions to the rule, there are certain things that women generally tend to say that are red flags. If you hear any of these things from a woman you're dating, it's time to move on. 1. Criticizing you for things that are beyond your control. We all have our quirks and imperfections, but she's constantly pointing out yours and criticizing you for them. It's a huge red flag. No one is perfect, and everyone has things about them that they would like to change. But when she's constantly harping on your flaws and expecting you to change for her, it shows that she's not really interested in who you are as a person. She's more interested in who she wants you to be, and that's not healthy for either of you. If you find yourself being constantly put down or criticized, it's time to move on. Of course, constructive criticism is different than tearing someone down, but you can't seem to find anything good to say about you, it's probably time to call it quits. Many times, women will use criticism as a way to try and control the man they're dating. If she's constantly finding fault with you, it's her way of trying to control your behavior. This is not only unhealthy, but it's also a huge red flag. You should never feel like you have to change who you are in order to please someone else. I'm not talking about making minor adjustments, like quitting smoking because she doesn't like it. I'm talking about changing your entire personality to fit hers. Criticizing you for things you can't control is also a form of gaslighting, which is a manipulative tactic used to gain power over someone. If she's constantly making you question yourself or your reality, then something is definitely wrong. Spending time on things you can't control is a huge waste of time, and it's not worth your energy or mental health. 2. Expecting you to do something without asking for it. This is especially true if she's asking for things outside the normal scope of what you would normally do for someone you're dating. When she expects you to read her mind or just automatically know what she wants, she is not only being unreasonable, but also showing that she doesn't respect your autonomy. Yes, part of being in a relationship is trying to make your partner happy, but you should always be doing so on your own accord, not because you feel like you have to. This mind-reading game is not only unfair, but it's also a huge red flag. If she can't be bothered to ask you about your day or how you're feeling, it's a good indication that she doesn't really care about you. Plus, this game of guessing not only sets the stage for further conflict down the road, but can also be exhausting. If you constantly have to guess what she wants or needs, it's time to move on. You are not her personal assistant. You deserve to be with someone who recognizes and respects that. 3. Talking bad about people. Gossiping is one thing, but she's constantly talking bad about other people. This says a lot about her character. If she's like an energy vampire who feeds off of spreading negativity, it will be toxic for you in the long run. You don't need that negativity in your life, as it will destroy your positive energy and good vibes. Plus, if she's always talking bad about other people, it's only a matter of time before she starts talking bad about you. It's human nature to gossip and talk about other people, but if she's doing it all the time, it says a lot about her character. If you are constantly bombarded with negativity, it's time to move on. Women who talk badly about other people are usually doing so because they're insecure and lack confidence. They feel the need to put others down in order to make themselves feel better. This is a huge red flag, and it's not something you want to deal with in a relationship. Respecting each other is a huge part of any relationship, and if she can't even respect the people around her, it's doubtful she'll be able to respect you. This lack of respect will only lead to further conflict down the road. 4. Giving ultimatums. If she's constantly giving you ultimatums, she's not interested in compromise or working things out. All she wants is her way, and she doesn't care about your feelings or needs. This kind of behavior is selfish and immature, and is not the foundation of a healthy relationship. Ultimatums are a form of manipulation and are not an effective way to communicate. This is especially true if she's constantly threatening to break up with you if you don't do what she wants. No one likes to be blackmailed or coerced into doing something, and it's not a healthy way to live. When giving ultimatums, the focus is always on what the other person can do for you, rather than what you can do for them. This kind of thinking is incredibly self-centered and not conducive to a healthy, happy relationship. Plus, it creates an environment of fear and mistrust, which is the opposite of what you want in a relationship. Instead of ultimatums, try to have an open and honest conversation about what you're both looking for. If she's not willing to compromise or meet you halfway, then it's probably not worth your time and energy. 5. She's always right, and you're always wrong. No one is right all the time, and no one is wrong all the time. This kind of thinking is incredibly black and white, and it's not helpful in any way. This will only lead to arguments and conflict, as you're both trying to prove that you're right. If she's always thinking she's right, it means she's not open to new ideas or different points of view. This close-mindedness will eventually lead to boredom, as you'll have nothing new to discuss or learn from each other. It's important to be able to see things from different perspectives, which you should both strive for in a relationship. If she's not willing to do this, then it will be difficult to grow and connect on a deeper level. This is a really destructive way of thinking and will only lead to arguments, resentment, and eventually a breakup. If you find yourself in this situation, it's important to discuss it. If she's not willing to change her thinking, then it might be time to move on. Well, these are some points to consider if you think your partner is showing some of the red flags we just discussed. It's not always easy to confront these things, but having a healthy relationship is important. If you're unhappy with how things are going, it's necessary to communicate with each other and try to work things out. If she's not willing to change or compromise, just remember that you always have the option to walk away.